For 30 years, if you told someone you used Linux, their first question was always, but can you run Photoshop or can you play games? For a long time, the answer was a painful no, or maybe only if you spent 5 hours in the terminal. But in 2026, the barrier is officially dead. Today, we are looking at how Linux solved its biggest problem, compatibility, which brings us to Triple Threat. The solution for compatibility wasn't just one app, but rather a triple threat. First, we have Wine and Proton. While Wine is a compatibility layer that lets Linux run Windows apps by real time translating Windows system calls into Linux ones, Proton, which is built by Valve, is a gaming focused version of Wine, designed specifically to run Windows games smoothly through Steam. But just keep in mind, they do not emulate Windows. They just translate it in real time with almost zero lag. Second, we have Flatpak. Flatpak is a universal app system that packages application with everything they need, so they run on any Linux distribution. If you're using Fedora, Ubuntu, Red Hat, or any other distribution. In the old days, an app might work on Ubuntu but break on Fedora. Now, containerized apps run the system everywhere. Third, which is the most important, is the Linux kernel, version 6 and beyond. The Linux kernel is the core of the operating system that controls your hardware, CPU, GPU, Wi-Fi, and everything. If you want to know more about Linux kernel, just refer to the link in the description. You will find it with its full description. Recent versions of kernel have massively improved hardware support, so the devices now work out of the box more often than they used to, even compared to Windows. Now, if you want to see this in action, look at the Steam Deck. As you know, the Steam Deck is a handheld gaming PC by Valve that runs Linux but can play Windows games using Proton. Nowadays, millions of people are using AAA games on Linux-based devices without even realizing this. When Valve integrated Proton into Steam, it forced the entire gaming industry to take Linux seriously. And nowadays, even anti-cheat systems like Easy Anti-Cheat software used to prevent cheating in online games, which used to block Linux completely, or finally supporting it. This is a game changer because we no longer need a separate Windows laptop for office work and a Linux machine for real work. With tools like Bottles, which makes it easy to run and manage Windows apps using Wine, and WadeWrite, which lets you run full Android apps on Linux like native applications, we can now run everything we need on one system. So we get the stability and the power of Linux with access to software from other ecosystems. So today, Linux is no longer just for techies, it is for everyone. The biggest barriers are gone, the experience is smoother, and the ecosystem is stronger than ever. If you want to master the Linux terminal and start your journey with the 100 days of Linux commands, hit the subscribe button. Let's build the future together.